Hi, I'm Kat, and this is my first Booktube video. I'm a bit nervous, but I hope it turns out okay, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Okay, so I'm gonna start by showing you what I'm planning to read for the next couple of days for the stay-home reading rush. The first book I'm going to read, and I already started, is Imagine Me by Tahara Mafi. This book came out the end of March, if I'm not mistaken, and I was really excited to get to it, so yeah. I'm planning to read With a Fire on High by Elizabeth Azevedo. I think that's how you say her name. It's very weird because I've been hearing these names for years now, but saying them out loud is very different. So this is a beautiful cover, and from what I hear, it's a beautiful story as well. I've been meaning to read this book for a while now, so I think right now is a perfect time. Here comes the sun. And the last book that I'm planning on reading is The Son of Neptune by Rick Riordan. I decided to reread the first two books in the Heroes of Olympus series. I read The Lost Hero last month and I flew through it. I love Rick Riordan's writing style, I love his characters, I love the plots that he creates, so they're always tons of fun. These are the main books that I would like to get to in these 4 days. Right now, 2.5. And yeah, let's see how the reading goes. Okay, so I'm going to start the reading for today, which will be Imagine Me, and maybe I can finish the whole thing today. Let's see. But I'm not very far into it. I'm 111 pages in, which is not very far at all. I don't think this is the strongest start. I'm not really loving it so far. Really hoping that it'll get better, that I'm more interested in what's going on. This book has been having a lot of mixed reviews. A lot of people are loving it. Other people are just not here for it, so let's see where I fall. When I was right at the beginning, I was not really loving it, and unfortunately, I'm still a bit meh about the whole thing. Considering that we have Ignite Me as the other finale for this series, Ignite Me felt much stronger as a story for me. I loved it so much more. I was much more invested in the story, in the plot, in the characters. And right now, with Imagine Me, it feels a bit all over the place. The story, the plot is not really grabbing me. I still love the writing style. She writes beautifully, and that is one of the things that whatever she writes, I will read because I love her writing style. But overall, like, the main characters like Juliet and Warner are very much all over the place. We have Kenji, who is this point of connection for so many characters, but we don't really end up paying 100% of attention to him, to his story. At least it's a quick read and it's great writing, so it has that. The weather is all over the place today. We've had rain, we've had sun. It doesn't know what it wants to do, so the light in this video will be 100% all over the place as well. But I decided to give a little update on my reading. So I'm in page 230. If you hear a dog barking, it's my dog. I'm sorry. He is very talkative, so right now things are much more interesting. And I finished my first book of the reading rush. I'm so glad that I was able to read all of this pretty much in one day. I'm really proud. And let me tell you a little bit of what I thought. So the last 50 pages of this book were beautiful masterpiece. I was so happy with how things turned out, and I was smiling at moments. It was just, it was the best payoff. It was great. That being said, the book overall was not my favorite. I enjoyed it. The writing is one of the most beautiful. I really, really loved Tahada's writing style, but sometimes it feels, especially at the beginning, it felt a bit aimless, like it didn't have a lot of plot. Maybe a 3-star. It's not a 3-star of me disliking it, is that I'm well aware that until I got to the halfway point, the book was dragging. I just wanted to say that overall, I enjoyed the second trilogy of the Shatter Me world, but the first trilogy is, at least to me, stronger. Imagine Me done. And now on to the next one. I'm just gonna put this back on the shelf. I guess you can come with me. Let us go. And I think the next book I'm going to read, let me find a place to put you. There you go. Hi. The next book I'm going to read is, I think, The Son of Neptune. I'm in a mood for Percy Jackson and his shenanigans. So, yeah. Let me put this back together. Here it is. I do have to say, I know a lot of people love this cover. I'm not one of them. I really don't care for this cover. There it goes. Next to the other siblings. There they are. Son of Neptune it is now. The snake-haired ladies were starting to annoy Percy. Well, what a great first sentence. Good morning. So, it's a new day, and we've got more reading to do. So, let's get this show on the road. Let's make my room presentable and clean it up a bit, and then we'll start reading. Today is day 3, yes, of the reading rush, stay home reading rush, and I am going to read, at least the plan for today is to read, the plan for today is to read The Son of Neptune by Rick Riordan. I think I've said before, this is a reread for me. I have read this before, I enjoyed this book before, and yeah, I'm really excited to get back into this world. And I mean, the point is to read the whole series because I stopped in book 2 and I never picked it up again, so I'm rereading the first 2 books and then it's all new to me, so I'm excited. I forgot, and this is the fun thing about rereading books that I love, I forgot how confused I was the first time I read this, because I don't know if this will spoil it, but I'll kind of tell you what happens, but not really. So we get to a point in the end, by the end of The Lost Hero, which was the first book in the series, where you realize what has happened. So you get into this book knowing that you will see from Percy's perspective and that he will be a bit disoriented. Let's say it like that. He is out somewhere, we don't know where, and I forgot how weird it is to get back into this mindset, because we get into this book and I remember the first time I read this that I was really confused, even though I knew what would happen, not really like plot wise, but I knew that Percy is a little bit lost and that we don't really know what's happening, but still, I was so confused. I was like, but what do you mean? And what is happening? So yeah, it's really, really funny. And Percy is hilarious. I love Percy so much. If you like Greek mythology, if you like anything of that sort, like mythology and a modern twist to it, these series are great. The Percy Jackson and the Heroes of Olympus are all so much fun, and I really, really recommend it if you like this sort of thing. I have been procrastinating a little bit this afternoon. My best friend was doing an Instagram live, so I watched that. Cassandra Clare did a Facebook live, so I also watched that for a little bit. So long story short, I haven't read much. So my plan right now is to put on a face mask because I feel like my skin needs it a little bit. I'm gonna take off my makeup, put on a face mask, and continue reading for a little bit, and then I'll jump in the shower and continue reading for a little bit as well. And now, after all that self-care, I am with my hair freshly washed, which I love. It's one of my favorite things, like having fresh hair. I love it. And now, after dinner, I am back to continue reading The Son of Neptune. I hope I can get at least a page 120, maybe 150. We'll see. I'm enjoying it very much, and I know that now there's going to be the war games, so things will pick up. It's so weird, the difference between Camp Jupiter and Camp Half-Blood. These people are very intense. Just reading the part where Frank tells Percy about his mom, like that she is dead and everything. And I find it really funny that he doesn't suspect who his father might be. I mean, your mother was in the military. She died at war. You mean to tell me that your first thought isn't to think, oh, maybe my father is a god of war? I mean... Hello, good morning. It's the last day of the stay home reading rush. Here it is on my calendar, the last day. And I ended up not updating you on the page count of yesterday, so I'm going to do that now and tell you my plans for the day. So I'm gonna put you down because it's easier like that. Yesterday, I ended up getting to page 152 of The Son of Neptune. And my plan for today, actually, is to continue reading The Son of Neptune, obviously. But not only that, I'm also planning on starting the audiobook for With a Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. I think that's how you say it. I've been meaning to read this book for so long now. I got it in my head that I would read it for the reading rush, and now I don't want to end this reading rush without even picking it up. So the audiobook is 9 hours long, if I'm not mistaken, and I listen at double speed, so 4 hours-ish. Okay, so I got to part 2 of With the Fire on High, and I just have to say I love Imani. I love her so much. She's such a strong character, such a strong woman. Oh my god, I love her so much. I'm loving this story. I'm loving everything that we're learning about her life, her struggles, her everything. Oh my god. This book is so wonderful. It's so beautiful. I just wanted to give this quick update because I'm really, really enjoying it. I just finished With the Fire on High And I have to say that I absolutely loved this book, this story, the characters, everything. Oh my god, I'm so glad that I finally read this book. I loved it so much, and 100% everybody should read it. I think there's not one person who wouldn't enjoy it, who wouldn't take something from this story. I didn't explain it properly before, but after reading it, I can obviously tell you more. We have Imani, who is our main character, and she is a teenage girl who is also a mother. She has a 2-year-old and she is on her senior year of high school. She has a love for cooking. She wants to be a chef one day, and she lives with her grandmother and her daughter. And I think that's everything you need to know. It's a story of family and of growing up and of love and chasing your dreams and supporting each other. Oh my god, it was such a beautiful read. If you have the audiobook available, or you maybe prefer audiobooks, or you I don't know, you don't really have time to sit down and read a book, but you have time to listen to a book, I would also very much recommend the audiobook for With a Fire on High, because it's the author who narrates it, and she has a great voice. She has a great rhythm to the way she tells the story. It's very well paced in every way. So yeah, I could not recommend this more. Today is the day after the stay home reading rush is over, and I thought that it would be the best way to end this video to wrap up my reading for this 4 days. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to tell you what challenges I was able to complete, what I read, even though the whole of the video shows you what I read, but even so. Okay, so for the challenge to read a book with a house on the cover, the book I chose for that was The Son of Neptune, because if you look closely, you see that temple-like thing? Well, I consider that to be a house. It's someone's house, I think. But I didn't complete this challenge, which was the only one I wasn't able to complete, because I only got to page 152. Yesterday I thought that after reading With a Fire on High that I would pick this up, but then I decided to chill and to watch some YouTube videos because I really felt like it. So yeah, didn't get to finish this book, but I'm not worried. I don't feel the need to rush through books, so I'll get to it. I'll continue reading it, and yeah, I know I'll love it. So yeah, unfortunately, that challenge I did not complete. The other challenge, read a book in the same room the whole time. Now, pretty much all the books I read are here in this room, so all of them qualify, but for the sake of it, let's say With a Fire on High. I finished this book yesterday, all of it. I read all of it yesterday. Another challenge was to read a book that will make you smile, and once again, like, this made me smile, this made me smile. Even though I didn't finish it, this made me smile, so all of them qualify. But once again, for the sake of it, let's say this one, especially because it was a finale. It was not my favorite in the whole series, but I did really enjoy what it did overall, and especially the ending. I can appreciate that, and it had great moments, especially with Kenji and Warner. I really enjoy the relationships in this book and the series overall. So yeah, it made me smile. And for the last challenge, which was to read a book set somewhere you wish you could go, I have with the fire on high. If you don't know, this book is set initially in Philadelphia in the United States, and then they go to Spain, to Sevilla. Yes. So yeah, both places I would very much like to visit. So it fits the challenge pretty well. I've been to Spain, but I haven't been to Sevilla specifically. So yeah, I would love to go there someday, and I would love to go to the States someday as well. So overall, 3 out of 4 challenges completed. I'm very proud of myself. Those are my numbers for the readathon. I really enjoyed it. I hope if you participated as well that you had a good time, that you enjoyed what you read. Tell me below if you've read any of the books I read this past few days and what you read during the reading rush, if you enjoyed it. I hope this video was entertaining. I hope it was good, and I think I'll keep doing it. So I'll see you next time. Bye!